Good morning, y'all. Today is April the 11th of 2019, and we're doing a video review on the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Micromaster Class Airstrike Patrol. And I just got through looking at the G1 toys and stuff and information. Now, what we have here is, this is how the team comes when you buy them. Now, the original Micromaster sets were sold as packs of 4. Now, for whatever reason, we're getting packs of 2 this time. And that's pretty much the same with all of them. So, we have... the thing just glitched on me. If you saw that, my webcam glitched on me. If that shows up in the video, please forgive me. We have Visper. Visper. Or he's actually called Visper on the box, but the G1 toy has him called Visper, and he is the leader of the group. Now, I think there may be a reason why he's called Visper and not Whisper. Hasbro did do a line that was part of a Japanese show called Yokai Watch, where there was actually a ghost butler that would follow Nate around all the time, called Visper. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. He's really creepy looking. But I think that they called him Visper pretty much to kind of separate him from that ghost, and also because, you know, trademark reasons, copyright. So I think that's pretty much the reason behind all of that. Let me just move my camera back out a little bit. If y'all see my camera glitch, I don't know why it's doing that, so I don't know exactly. I just got up, and there's a reason I'm going in ahead and reviewing these, because sometime today I'm supposed to get a box from Hasbro Pulse. It's going to have some figures in it, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. It's mostly Wave 1, but then there is a Wave 2 Micromaster set, and no, it's not the Soundwave, and it's not the Spy Team that works with Soundwave. I have no interest in that Soundwave, though. Right now, though. Excuse me. I'm a little gassy right now. Sorry. It must be indigestion or something. Please forgive me. So let's start with Visper. Visper apparently looks like a cross between an SR-71 Blackbird and a bomber jet of some sort. I'm not sure what kind of vehicle they would call this in real life, but he's really, really neat. I'm just giving you a 360 spin on him. If you can see right here, let me move my other finger. Right where my finger is, there's a little Decepticon symbol on it. And also, if you hear me sneeze or anything, my allergies are acting up today. I've not had my morning meds this morning. I'll take them after I get through with the video. So, yeah, there are Decepticon symbols on right there. Right where the red is. Yep. So, and he comes packed with Stormcloud. And Stormcloud is some type of jet plane of some sort. These guys are decked out in purple, black, red, and silver. Well, red as far as Visper goes. And, well, yeah. And they do have some lime green, which is on this guy only. Stormcloud has the Decepticon symbols right where my finger is on the sides, on both sides. Now, if you don't know what Siege War for Cybertron is, I mean, if you're new to the Transformers, Siege is pretty much a new part of a new trilogy that Hasbro has started. So what's going on is, from what I've read, it plunges fans of the old G1 days into the epic fight on the final day of the Great Cybertronian War. It pretty much shows that it's pretty much them trying to survive the final day of the war. So that's pretty much the story, and there's this whole thing called a combat weapon system. It's really neat. These two have a weapon mode. It's called the Circuit Stream Spy Blade, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how that works. So to pretty much get ready, you want to have both of them in their vehicle modes. They do come packed in robot mode, but the vehicle modes is where you want to start. It's the easiest. So Visper is pretty much good to go. You don't have to do no prepping on him. Storm Cloud, forgive me, my hands are a little big. So you want to detach, oops, not that bit. That's for transformation. So let me try and get them, and I'm going to have to move my camera up a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to untab the back of the nose or of the cockpit. There's a hole right there, right where my finger is, my index finger is. And there is a tab right there. That is what keeps it tabbed in. So what I do is I rotate it until it looks like this, and then it's on kind of a double hinge. So you want to move it back, and it will. I'll show you this bit. A lot of reviewers don't show this, but I'm showing it to you here. There's a hole right there, if you can see it on my camera, and there's a tab right here. That's going to lock in, and that's going to keep it from flopping about. Okay, I need a transformer figure so I can show this off. Sorry if you hear any banging, I'm just trying to find something right quick. I don't know if I have a Generations figure out right now that I don't remember of right now. Let me look right quick, guys. Okay, let's use this one will do. Okay, wings back. Let's see, this part up, this part down and long, arm down, arm down. Alright, the newest figure I have available is the Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Dreadwind. I do have Darkwind, but right now he's currently in storage, so I'll show you. See, I want to show you this. I've not seen anyone do this, but I consider this kind of like a fan mode. Now you can get him to hold this guy, Storm Cloud, as a weapon. Let me move it up so you can see. So he's holding it like some type of axe-like weapon. It's a little weird, but you can do it if you want. Visper, as he's called, you may need to move the wings out of the way a little bit, because if you don't, and you go into peg them into this big peg back here, the bits on his arms is going to get in the way of the wings. So you pretty much kind of, let me see if I can get it to work. Okay. So it's pretty much, you want to pretty much twist it like this, and then rotate it this way. And it's a little loose in his hand, but it's actually very, very tight, actually. Sorry. So it looks like he's wielding a giant dagger, part of a back end of a jet, as some type of little dagger sword of some sort. I mean, you can do this if you want. I mean, it's not in the directions, but it's something I came up with. I mean, it's your toy, do what you wish. And I have them, so that's why I decided to show that. Okay, now for the official transformation. You can see Dreadwind back here. So, this is where it gets really interesting. So, what's going to happen is there are little tabs here and here on the back of his wings, of Visper's wings. And then this huge peg will actually slot into his booster back here. And there are little holes right here and right here. It's a little hard to see, but if you own this figure, you already know how this is going to work. So you want to line it up. It's going to be a little hard to show it on camera because my hand's so huge. So you want to get it lined up and then push in. And to get everything locked in. And there is the Circuit Stream Spy Blade. That's what it's called as far as in the directions and what I've read on TF Wiki. So, yeah. It's really neat. It's actually, from what I heard, from what I read just now, it was inspired by the Air Assault team, which was, I think that's the name. It's the repaint of the Star Saber team from Transformers Armada, the Decepticon guys. So yeah, and then there was another one. I don't remember the name of it, but that's what this is pretty much came from. So yeah. Now there is this big piece back here, right where my finger is. If you have a figure like Dreadwind here that has a 5mm hole, you can actually get him to hold this. I don't have any of the other Siege figures yet. There's a reason I'm going on ahead and reviewing this guy. I actually got some on the way right now. And I ain't gonna tell you who they are. Y'all have to wait till that video. It's really gonna be it's gonna be a big surprise for me. Because I know what's in it, but y'all don't. So, here's Dreadwind holding the Circuit Stream Spy Blade. Yeah, it's a really big weapon, though. On a Voyager like Optimus, it really wouldn't look too bad. I don't have any of the Voyagers. This is the only figure from the line that I have so far. Now, you may be wondering how I got it. Right before Hasbro Toy Shop shut down to become Hasbro Pulse, I actually managed to order this set, and they shipped it before they shut down the site and rebranded it as Hasbro Pulse. So yeah, this was the last purchase I was able to get my mom to do for me for Hasbro Toy Shop. So yeah. So, yeah, they do have this guy on House Repulse right now, as far as all the wave 1 and 2 of these guys. They don't have the Battle Masters. Unfortunately, you have to use Amazon or other places like Big Bad Toy Store and stuff, and if you want those guys. We are supposed to be getting 2 more sets of Micromasters. We're actually getting repaint and remolds of Swindler and Road Handler into the Sports Car Patrol, I think of the names, which is Blackjack and Hyperdrive. And then we're also supposed to get the Off-Road Patrol, which from I think it's High Jump and Powertrain. And then I know that we're getting Countdown. If you don't know who that is, he was available only in a big box set with the what's the big base thing that turns into a rocket station. He'll be coming with the Titan class Omega Supreme coming out later this year. I don't know if I'll ever get him. I don't know. Not right now that I know of. But would be nice. But I don't know. The guy's really, really huge though, from what I've seen. I know he's bigger than that Titan class Devastator we had a few years ago. So yeah. And then, there's actually the spy team that is Soundwave's minions, which is Laserbeak and Ravage. I'm never ever going to pick those up. You may be wondering about the other 2 from First Wave and then the other one. Stay tuned for that. I have a surprise about that. Don't worry, guys. If y'all just want to know what the surprise is, I picked up 6 things from the Siege line. I got Sideswipe, Cog, Hound, the Battle Patrol, the Race Car Patrol. Race Car Patrol. Actually, the other pack is the Sports Car Patrol. That's the name of it. So I got the Race Car Patrol, the Battle Patrol, Sideswipe, Cog, Hound, and then my favorite, ever since this was revealed months ago, I think it was part at San Diego Comic-Con or HasCon, I can't remember the name of it, I don't know, but it's the Rescue Patrol. I love rescue vehicles. I'm not going to go too much into it, but I'm really, really excited about it. So we're almost about 19 minutes into the video, and I've not showed you the transformations. So let's go ahead and transform these guys. So I'm going to start off with Visper, or Whisperer, first. Move my camera back a little bit so you can see this. His transformation's simpler than Stormcloud. So what you want to do is I bend the wings back. This is about as far back as you're going to get. Probably about, let me see. Let me pull in. That's about as far back the wings as you're going to be able to get right now. Then you want to take this whole fuselage section, this whole fuselage bit, and unpeg it. And then it's kind of on a double hinge, so you untab it, and that's going to rotate up on a double hinge, and then it's going to kind of pop. You hear that pop? Let me see. There should be a peg in there or something. So it just pretty much. Oh, what's that? Sorry, allergies. I have bad allergies. Oh, okay, that's it. That's what it is. There's a tab right in here, where by my finger is, and then there's a hole a whole bit of a slot right there. A little hard to see because my camera on because it's black. It's going to tab in, and that's what's going to lock in. And you hear that snap? You're not breaking the figure. That's just it pegging in. And then you want to fold the feet up. By the way, the feel of this plastic is really, really sturdy. I really don't think you're going to have an issue with this one. So you want to kind of rotate the arms out to the sides. Going to get them out of the way. And here comes the head reveal. This whole big section where my finger was. You want to rotate it around, and there's actually a hole right there. And that thing's going to rotate in like this, and that's going to reveal the head. So, yeah. And I know I didn't do a size comparison in vehicle mode, but these guys are really tiny, by the way, from what I've seen. I'll show you a few comparisons. I have a few random things laying around I could show you. So let's transform Storm Cloud, then we'll go into it. So what you want to do is, similar if you were going into the Circus Stream Spy Blade form. So you want to pretty much make sure you have them like this. Like this if you're going into the Circus Stream Spy Blade mode. Next up, you want to unpeg. I unpeg the wings, and then you can fold them all the way back if you want. That makes things a lot easier on me. This is where it gets really crazy. So let me pull this forward. When we saw images of these guys, I wasn't sure how these were going to transform. So, this is where it gets really interesting. And you might want to follow along. You want to straighten the leg at the knee. Straighten it out. And you want it to have him like that. Then you want to kind of move them backwards a little bit so you can have some clearance. Then you want to slowly rotate the legs around. Kind of like that. Let me kind of try and show you on the other side if I can. So you kind of want to rotate it. Let's see if I can get it. Alright, got to go backwards. So you want to rotate it like that. So yeah. That was actually a little ingenious little bit right there on Hasbro's part. Now for the arms. You want to rotate these like this. And then you want to rotate them all the way down at the shoulder. Then you want to bend the elbows and straighten them out. They're on little hinges. Or little pins. And when you're done, you have them in their robot mode. So you can see them better. So, these guys are roughly kind of small, to tell you the truth. For a few size comparisons, I have one of the Bumblebee Energon Igniter Optimus Prime figures. So, let me move back. So, that's pretty much what you're getting right there for this guy. For these ones. Let's compare them with a Dino Charger, if you're not a Power Rangers fan. So, they're almost the same size as a Dino Charger, if you have it standing up like this. So this pretty much will tell you how tall these guys are. If you own any of these, stand them up, and they'll be almost about the same size as these things. So, yeah. So yeah, these things are pretty tiny, actually. I'm not going to go and do the transformation back because I'm kind of running out of time. I'm like already 25 minutes into the video, so that would just take a while. Just reverse the steps back, or you can watch. There are several other reviewers out there, like Optibotimus and stuff, that'll show you how they transform these guys back into their vehicle modes. But let's go over the articulation. The articulation of both of these is different. This guy has the arms can rotate 360, but you want to move it out, or it's going to hit the wings. You can leave the wings like that, but I kind of rotate them like that because it kind of gets them out of the way. He does have an elbow joint, but due to the transformation, it kind of goes backwards like that. He doesn't have any real hands, but that's just because it forms the engines. So yeah. No head, no waist. You wouldn't really expect waist articulation because of all the stuff on his lower back. So he can kind of kick about that far forward. Only about that far back because it's going to hit against a little piece right here. And then he does have knee joints. And I guess you could do that. It just looks weird. The hips are on ball joints, so, and that's about as far out as you can get. I mean, you could try and do the splits, but you would most likely break the legs doing that. Let's get on to the head sculpt. That is about as far in as I can get. If you can see it on camera, his visor is a different color green from the face. So that's kind of cool. Visper, aka Whisper. His head, if you count the transformation, he can kind of look up, but it looks weird. His arms, his shoulders are on ball joints. You can't get him to do 360 like that because it'll hit against the wings and stuff. But he can go about that far out. No elbows, but you can only kick about that far forward because it hits against his waist section. He can fully do the splits, which is good if you're into that type of stuff. He does have knee bend, but on mine it's real tight on mine, and I'm trying to be careful not to pop any ball joints. And then on he does have foot movement, but that's really due to the transformation. So yeah, that's as far back as it'll go. Now a little history on these guys from what I know and what I've also read. They are actually part of the Airstrike Patrol, and they're Decepticons. They were sold originally as a pack of 4, along with Night Flight and Tailwind, I want to say. I'm not really a G1 fan. In case none of you know, I was actually born the year Beast Wars came out. Or the year that it started. And my birthday is actually this Saturday. I'd be 23 years old. So yeah, I'm about as almost pretty much as old as Beast Wars is. So yeah, and I didn't start collecting Transformers till I was 9 years old, when Transformers Cybertron started, right around the tail end of Energon, and then into early Cybertron. So yeah, that's what I know about these guys. Should you buy these guys together? if you like these type of simplified transformers, I mean, they're not that hard to transform. And if you're a completist, or if you have a kid about 8 and up or so trying to get into Transformers or something like that, these are really good figures. I mean, they're kind of the second cheapest next to the Battle Masters. At retail, like at Walmart, they cost about they're $9.99, about $10 for 2 of these guys. And just be aware that they are small because they're Micromasters. The original Micromasters were very, very small. So that's why they're that tiny. And the Micromasters have been out since 1989, from what I know. I mean, years before I was born. So, yeah. And, let's see. Not only are you getting 2 figures, but you can actually combine them into the Circuit Stream Spy Blade, which I showed you. It's that sword bit. And if your son has any of the other figures that have those 5mm holes, you can actually get your these guys actually that guy to hold them, like I showed you with Dreadwind here. Just using him as an example. So I recommend them if you can find them. Because right now, second wave is starting to pop out into stores right now. I got mine through Hasbro Toy Shop, which now is rebranded as Hasbro Pulse. I mean, they do have them on Hasbro Pulse right now. So I recommend you get these 2. I originally got them over the other 2 because these guys are way cooler than those other guys. But now, as far as the Battle Patrol and the Race Car Patrol and the Emergency Team, or the Rescue Patrol, I do have plans for them. You'll see in the next video, which should be sometime today. I hope, if I'm not too busy. So it's gone on a little over 33 minutes, so I'm gonna stop here. So yeah, I recommend them if you can find them. Amazon, eBay, anything. Get them. You won't be disappointed by the price. So signing.